Hello everyone and welcome. Dawn here. I'm so glad you could join me. Today I have another Christmas card for you. I did some more heat embossing. This time I'm using dark cardstock to heat emboss with. I don't really do that a lot, but I really love how this card turned out. I feel like this silver and the white heat embossing really make it kind of stand out more. I'm using the Whimsy Stamps Snow Flurry stamp set again, along with the Elegant Ornament stamp set and die, and the Sentiment Assortment Merry Christmas stamp set. So let's get started. I originally was going to die cut one of the ornaments from red cardstock and two of them from white cardstock, but I ended up doing two red ones and one white one. But honestly, you could do the two white ones if you wanted to, because I ended up offsetting the white and the red cardstock so you could see the white cardstock behind it. I'll show you what I mean shortly. So two white would definitely work to save your colored cardstock. I just centered the ornament where I wanted it to go, and then I ran it through my die cut machine. Then to die cut the other ornaments, I put the red die cut over the white cardstock, and then I just line them up and I tape the die down. It's really easy to do to get them to line up, and then you could just run it through your die cut machine and they will match perfectly. I'm going to stamp my design onto the ornament. I'm using the ornament stamp that has the curved lines on it. I'm going to stamp it with my acrylic block. I found that it was just as easy to line it up using my Misty stamping tool, and I just rubbed the paper with my embossing powder bag, and then I'm going to stamp it with some Versamark ink, and then I will pour the silver embossing powder onto it. And when my heat tool is good and hot, I just heat emboss the ornament, and look how beautiful that came out. I think it looks really nice on the dark cardstock. I'm using the Sentiment Assortment Merry Christmas. I wanted to go down the side of the ornament panel. I am going to use my Misty for this because I really don't want to mess up on it. I rubbed the paper with my embossing powder bag, and then I stamped it with Versamark ink. I went ahead and did the embossing off screen since you just saw me do the ornament. I'm going to stamp all of the snowflakes onto the gray cardstock. I'm only going to use two of the different sizes from the Snow Flurry stamp set to keep it simple. I rub my paper with my embossing powder bag again, and make sure to rub your paper really good since this is a large area that you'll be doing. Then I'm going to be using the largest snowflake, and I'm going to stamp it with my acrylic block. You can use your Misty tool if you want to, but I thought an acrylic block would be the easiest so that I didn't have to keep wiping the stamp off when I have to move it all around on the paper. I usually don't use acrylic blocks because for me, I can't seem to get a good impression at all, and I'm always worried that I'm going to make a mistake. But when I use Versamark ink, it makes it a little bit easier, but this is also a big image, and it doesn't really have to be perfect or in the perfect spot. I'm just stamping the image onto the paper, and I'm going to stamp all of my snowflakes at one time today. I usually stamp a few at a time, and then I would normally put my embossing powder on it and then heat emboss it and then keep doing it until the paper is covered. But since this is a dark cardstock, you can actually see where you're stamping, so I decided to just do all of my stamping at once. I will tell you, if you are going to do this, you have to make sure not to smudge any of the images that you already stamped, or the embossing powder won't evenly stick to the image. I'm going to pour white embossing powder on it, and then I went ahead and I heat embossed it off screen since you've already seen me do it a bunch of times. I'm going to stack my red ornament cut out on top of the white one, and I'm going to offset it so that you see the white underneath it, and I'm leaving a little white border on the left side, as you can see. Then I'm going to adhere another red one underneath it. This is where you can use another white one if you wanted to. I'm stacking the 3 on top to give the ornament string some stability and to add some dimension to the card front. And then I just adhere the entire thing to the snowflake background. I take a piece of white craft foam and I adhere it to the back of the card front. And then I just adhere the entire card front to an A2 sized card base. And to finish off the card, I'm using my favorite confetti from This Calls for Confetti. Today I'm using the silver flatback pearls again because I thought they would go so nice on this card and really add to the look of the snowflakes. I used a smaller pearl for the center of the snowflakes because I didn't want them to stand out that much since some of the snowflakes are smaller and some are bigger. I wanted to use the same size on all the snowflakes, and I just adhered them using my jewel picker and my liquid glue. I think this card came out really nice. There was a lot of heat embossing to it, but to be honest, it was super quick and easy to make. I really struggled with the colors for this card, so I do have a bonus card for you. I wanted to point out that this was my daughter's version of the card, and since I liked her version better, I chose to make my video with her card. This is the original card that I was making. I like it, but it wasn't saying, wow, this is a nice card to me. My daughter was the one that was like, you need some gray and you need some red, and I think she was right. I would love to know which version of the card you like better in the comments below. I would love for you to leave a comment below and let me know what you think of the card. And if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any new content coming out. As always, thank you for stopping by and spending your time with me. Have yourself a wonderful day.